Hi guys, I'm in my Triumph Spitfire. How are you? Well, I've got a story to tell you. I've owned this car for nearly 15 years now. This was the first car I ever bought. Turned out it needed more work than I had time for, and everything came apart and never went back together. Anyway, here it is, half done. I'm having a monumental debacle with this car at the moment. So this has had a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort and work done to it already. So it's had new floors, GT6 bonnet, new wings. It was soda blasted, so everything came off it. It was properly stripped. And then all the welding was done, panels were done, and it was all straight, lovely. And then we epoxy primed it, okay? Nice hard shell primer. And then it was sort of parked up when I moved away, and then I came back and I thought, you know what, paint it, right. So I decided to paint it Golf Blue. Now, I highly recommend you never make that decision to paint a car in Golf Blue, because there are tons of different shades of Golf Blue, and I didn't know this. So I wanted to paint it in Cellulose paint because I'm not a painter. I'm not very good at painting cars. I've only done one previously and it turned out good, but I don't have all the equipment to do, you know, 2-pack and all that kind of stuff. So Cellulose is a lot easier. I bought from a supplier. They sent me this paint, which seemed great, fine. I sprayed the entire car in this paint and I left it before I cut and polished it, and the paint never went hard. Like, I tried to cut and polish it and the paint just went gummy. You couldn't get a shine on it. It was just like, it just wouldn't go hard, basically. I spoke to a few painters and people in the know, and they basically said they believe the supplier sent me 2-pack paint instead of Cellulose. So obviously it never had any hardener that went in with it, and so it never went hard. I could not get that paint off by rubbing it down. It was just gumming up pads in like 2 seconds flat. And I didn't want to damage all the bodywork underneath by putting like paint stripper on it or anything. So I had no idea about how to get this paint off. The only way I could do it was if I went near it with a heat gun, a little bit of heat into it, get a little plastic blade and just scrape along the paint, and it came off honestly like a car wrap. It was literally just like gradually scrape it off. So yeah, that's what I did, and it took many hours. Anyway, second thing I did after that was primed it, ready for paint again. And I thought, you know what, I'll go to another supplier, because the first supplier was very unhelpful. After many conversations, they just basically stopped responding to me. Never gave me my money back, nothing. The second supplier, I thought, you know what, I'm going to spend some more money here and go with a very premium supplier. Double the price of paint. They send me a tin, it's Golf Blue, it gets to me, and I open a tin and it's really light, much lighter than the color I had previously. And I was also told was Golf Blue, Golf Light Blue, okay? Because they do a light and a mid, Golf Light, that was all I wanted. So the first tin from the new supplier arrives and it's much lighter, like almost off-white. And it's the color that's on it right now, by the way. I contacted the supplier and said, guys, I'm sure this is really light for Golf Blue and it doesn't match what I've got. And they said, no, this is correct. We've been supplying this for over 30 years. This is definitely Golf Blue. So I thought, fine, all right. Sprayed the whole car, well, as much as I could up to the bulkhead. Realized that I needed more paint, and I've also got a fastback hardtop as well, so I've got to paint that. So I said to them, I need to buy some more paint from you. So I buy a second tin from the new supplier in the exact same color, because I've already sprayed half my car in it. I think Alfred just farted when he sat down there. Anyway, so I get the second tin arrive, and the second tin is a different color. Lo and behold, it's more blue. Well, I'm actually holding the stick right here. So that's the color of the first tin from the new supplier. And that's the color of the second tin that I received a couple of days ago. So I contacted the supplier and I said, guys, what's going on here? Is this second tin incorrect or is the first tin incorrect? Because I ordered the same paint twice and they're totally different to one another, as you can see. They proceeded to tell me somehow that I was in the wrong in this situation, and that if I wanted more paint, I'd have to buy more paint. And I was very, very confused. After long conversations and a very long email, they agreed with me that the first colour that's on my car is incorrect and they are unable to supply this colour again. So they have said to me, they're going to send another one of this new blue. So now I have to respray the entire car again. How joyous. So I've got to prep all of this. I've sprayed all in the tub and in the boot, everything, all up until the bulkhead. The whole body is done. The only thing I hadn't finished. But yeah, wow. Anyway, wish me luck. All right, we have good news. Some more paint has arrived. In fact, let's open this up. Okay. Nice. Let's open this bad boy up. Aha! They're the same colour. Well, there you have it. So that is the Golf Blue, you would assume. Well, that's good news, guys. Right, let's paint this thing. So yesterday I painted all of the bonnet inside and out, and also did the inside of the boot lid over there, and it went well. This paint, the quality of the paint is much better. It's shiny. The actual gun finish that I had yesterday when I had done it was really excellent, but obviously overnight it's sort of sunk down and shrinked back, so it's started to become a bit peelier. But it's not a problem. This is going to be cut back and polished up anyway. But there's enough paint on there. I think it was 4 coats. 4 coats I think I did, or 5 coats. But more than enough on there. I won't be cutting it back under there. I'll just leave that like that. But on the top, yeah, this will be cut back real nice. A needle from a tree fell in it there, so it'll need cutting back. But that's, yeah, more than enough paint on there to make it real nice. Not a bad finish that, I'm happy with that. For me and my cheap guns. I'm not a professional sprayer by any means. But yeah, a little cut and a polish. My knees just exploded, but a bit of a cut and a polish, that'd be lovely. All right, so I'm right in the middle of rubbing this thing down. And as you can see, the doors have not been rubbed down, so you can see they're still quite peely, just gun finish. Yeah, if I was a better painter, maybe I could have got a better finish from the gun, but I'm not, so that was as good as it got. I've rubbed down all of the back, started with 1500 or 1200 in some places, and then bringing it up to 2000. So you can see on this back wing, I think this is only at 1500 now, but you can see all of the peel is gone or going. I'm just doing the bonnet at the moment, which just in places you might be able to see just along here it's still a bit peely, so I need to attack it a bit more. But yeah, in general, coming up really good. Once I'm done with the 2000, I might take it to 3000 and then start compounding and polishing it up. But quite a boring job this, rubbing down, not gonna lie. This door needs doing, haven't touched that, that's the gun finish. Not good enough. So, cut and polish it is. Oof. I've just been mopping up this bonnet. It's looking pretty good. Flickering light's annoying, let me do it like that, maybe that'll fix it. Yeah, looking real shiny. I haven't done this wing yet, but the bonnet is pretty much there. Just been using compound on it. It needs polish on it now, but that's looking pretty good. So, here it is, guys. We have a Golf Blue Triumph Spitfire. After all this time, it is one colour and it looks very good. It's very shiny. I've been cutting and polishing this to within an inch of its life. And it looks well shiny. I put so many coats on that I knew that I could really cut it back and yeah, get a perfectly glassy finish on it. So yeah, looking really good. I would pull it out into the daylight to show you the shine, but for some reason you put this color in daylight and it just reflects so much that you can't really see the shine, as in it's so bright, the color's so bright, you can't really get you can't get a sense of the contours. Whereas under these lights, you can sort of get a much better idea of how shiny it is. So yeah, this has just been compounded, but it needs a polish now. So I need to get around to doing that, but simple part. Now it's just a case of bolting everything back on. The chassis, suspension, and the back end was all done when the body was off. When that was sent off to go and get soda blasted, I rebuilt all the rear spring, the diff, the brakes, all that kind of stuff. So that's all done and prepared. It's literally just a case of now dropping the engine in, gearbox, putting everything on the bulkhead, putting the dash back together, and that'll be that, really. But anyway, there you have it. So after many, many years and much effort and much money and much time, we have a painted Triumph Spitfire. How exciting.